Dear students, in this module we will discuss about the policy thrusts concerning health with specific reference to HIV. In this module we will cover various aspects relating to policy issues pertaining to HIV AIDS. We will start the discussion about HIV AIDS, the incidence of HIV, and then we will move to the measures adopted to address HIV AIDS. Then specifically we will talk about the efforts relating to blood screening, information, education, communication campaigns, antiretroviral treatment, non-discrimination policies, condom distribution and prevention of mother to child transmission. These 6 are the basic measures adopted by various countries in response to the HIV AIDS issues. Then finally, we will summarize the module outcome learnings. Let us understand about MDGs and HIV AIDS. The Millennium Development Goals, which were to be achieved by the year 2015, set ambitious targets to halt and reverse the spread of HIV by 2015, and the target also was to achieve universal access to treatment for HIV AIDS for all those who needed it by 2010. This was according to the UN publication. Let us now understand the kind of improvement we had in HIV AIDS reduction. After several years of sustained efforts to curb the HIV AIDS epidemic, the world has seen dramatic improvement in terms of reduction in new HIV infections, and also significant improvement in terms of reduced mortality from AIDS related causes in the recent years. These two, namely reduction in new HIV infections and reduction in mortality from AIDS related causes, can be considered as two important achievements in the area of HIV AIDS. Encouraged by the kind of success and in recognition of the opportunities to eliminate the epidemic, in 2011 the UN Political Declaration on HIV AIDS talked about the government's renewed efforts and commitment to fight the virus of HIV. The declaration also pledged to further intensify the efforts so as to eliminate HIV and AIDS. This again is reference from the United Nations General Assembly. Let us now look at the HIV estimates at the global level as well as regional levels. Despite encouraging progress that has been made in the recent past, HIV still remains a major source of ill health and death worldwide. The statistics indicate that at the end of 2012, an estimated 35 million people, adults as well as children, were living with HIV, and 2.3 million people newly acquired HIV infection in 2012. Let us now look at the statistics available from UN on new infections of HIV. During 2001 and 2012, number of new infections of HIV declined by more than 50% in 26 countries. On the other hand, 17 countries experienced decline in new infections of HIV by 25 to 49%, and number of people living with HIV has been increasing. This is because of reduced mortality from AIDS related causes and also access to treatment that has improved a lot in the recent past. If we look at the statistics on HIV incidence by region, the most pronounced decline in terms of number of new HIV infections since 2001 was recorded in the Caribbean with about 49% decline. In sub-Saharan Africa, where the epidemic is most severe, the number of infections of HIV declined by 34% between 2001 and 2012. That means, during 2001 and 2012, the sub-Saharan Africa, the epicenter of HIV epidemic, experienced significant decline in new infections of HIV in the order of about 34%. In contrast, new infection incidence has been on rise in Eastern Europe and Central Asia. Globally, there is decline in new HIV infections. It got pronounced very clearly for children who acquired HIV infection from their mothers. Between 2001 and 2012, the annual number of infections of HIV from mother to child has declined considerably, and this is an achievement because several efforts were made towards prevention of mother to child infections. Now, let us move to an important area relating to the concerns of the various governments about HIV/AIDS. In 2013, an overwhelming majority, that means 80% of the governments, expressed major concern about HIV/AIDS in their countries. The governments from less developed regions were somewhat more likely to have similar perception, namely considering HIV/AIDS in their country as a major concern was slightly higher in case of the less developed regions compared to more developed regions. The figure was 83% for less developed regions and 71% in case of more developed regions. And all the governments in the least developed countries considered HIV to be a major concern. This all depends on the kind of HIV prevalence in the countries, the kind of spread of HIV through new infections, and the efforts of the governments to control HIV and ability to do so in a successful manner. Over time, the percentage of governments that expressed major concern about HIV/AIDS increased from 71% to 80% during 1996 and 2005, but later on it declined to 80% in 2013. The recent declines in government concerns about HIV/AIDS are in line with the decline in incidence rates and increase in survival rates among people living with HIV. This was made possible by the availability of ART. Similar kind of declines were observed in the recent years in more as well as less developed regions, as well as Asia, Europe and Oceania. The percentage of governments that expressed major concern about HIV/AIDS remained unchanged in some of the countries from Latin America, the Caribbean and the North America. And of course, the percentage of governments having major concern about HIV increased further in the African countries. Now, let us understand about the measures to address HIV/AIDS. Extent to which the governments politically commit to address the HIV/AIDS has important implications on how the epidemic develops and how it is controlled, besides how it impacts the people who are affected by the disease. In 2013, information was gathered on 6 key measures that governments have adopted to address HIV/AIDS epidemic. These 6 measures adopted by the governments to address HIV/AIDS include routine screening of the blood supply, information, education and communication campaigns on prevention and treatment of HIV/AIDS, provision of ART, adoption of legal measures to protect against HIV/AIDS related discrimination, condom distribution programs, and finally, prevention of mother to child transmission PMTCT. Now, let us see the situation by taking each one of these 6 measures. Let us start with blood screening efforts to address HIV/AIDS. Transmission of HIV and other infectious diseases through blood transfusion and other blood products was a major public health issue in many of the countries. It was a major public health challenge in many of the countries. In 2013, 195 out of 197, that is 99% of the governments had programs to routinely screen national blood supplies and blood products from HIV, and it was an increase from 90% in 2005. Let us continue the discussion on routine blood screening. Little difference was observed in existence of routine blood screening for HIV by level of development or across the regions. Hardly any differentials were there. The national programs to ensure safety of blood products of course vary in coverage and comprehensiveness from country to country. Now, let us move to the second component of the measures adopted in response to HIV/AIDS. The governments have raised public awareness about how to prevent HIV infection, the HIV preventive mechanism through IEC programs, and the IEC programs were using multimedia approach such as print media, theatre, radio, television and other means of transmitting messages to the people. In this regard, participation of NGOs, people living with HIV, religious institutions, faith based organizations and international as well as bilateral donors was found to be critical, leading to success of such efforts. In 2013, governments of all the 197 countries worldwide reported having information, education and communication campaigns about HIV prevention and HIV treatment in their respective countries. Then the next component is ART, antiretroviral treatment. This treatment can significantly prolong the life and alleviate the suffering among people living with HIV. In the recent past, availability of ART increased in countries even from less developed regions. At the global level, an estimated 9.7 million people were receiving ART at the end of 2012 according to UNAIDS estimate. Access to ART of course varies considerably within the countries and across the countries as well as regions. 2011 UN Political Declaration on HIV/AIDS included specific coverage target of providing 15 million people with ART. This is a mandate given by UN in response to HIV/AIDS. Let us see the achievement. with reference to this target. In 2013, 98% of the governments, of these 100% of the governments in more developed regions, 98% of the governments from less developed regions had programs to provide ART to all the eligible HIV infected people in their respective countries. Let us look at the statistics relating to ART provision, and these figures were from 2005 and 2013. 79% was the figure for the world as a whole, 88% in the more developed regions, 76% in less developed regions. But in 2013, existence of government programs to provide ART was almost universal across the major regions of the world. Let us now move to the next component as part of measures adopted by the governments in response to HIV/AIDS epidemic. It pertains to non-discrimination policies. The governments have increasingly enacted laws and adopted non-discrimination policies to protect people living with HIV. By 2013, 68% of the governments had adopted such legal measures so as to prevent HIV/AIDS related discrimination, and governments of 86% of the countries in more developed regions adopted such measures. Small proportion of governments in the less developed regions, 61%, and 65% from the least developed countries had also adopted such kind of legal measures to ensure non-discrimination of people living with HIV. In Africa, the epicenter of the epidemic, where the epidemic is most widespread, 76% of the governments adopted legal measures to prevent discrimination on the basis of HIV status of an individual. If we look at the HIV prevalence data from UNAIDS, this data is available for 163 of the 197 countries. Of these, 113 countries had a relatively low prevalence and concentrated epidemic. That means HIV prevalence below 1% in the general population. Of the remaining 50 countries with generalized epidemic, HIV prevalence of 1% or more, 37 had a prevalence of 1 to 5%, while 13 countries had prevalence of 5% or more. 86 of these 113 countries with concentrated epidemic, that means 76%, adopted legal provisions to prevent HIV/AIDS related discrimination. In comparison, 39 out of 50 countries, that is 78%, adopted this among the generalized epidemic countries. Among 34 countries where HIV prevalence estimates were not available at the end of 2011, only 7 countries adopted anti-discrimination legal measures. Even when non-discrimination laws exist, their implementation in providing effective protection to people living with HIV may vary substantially across the countries. Now, let us move to the next component, condom distribution, which is again an important measure adopted by several countries in response to the HIV/AIDS situation in their countries. Condom distribution programs were used to protect against sexual transmission of HIV, and these programs have become widespread. The statistics indicate that by 2013, 93% of the governments, 94% in case of more developed region countries, and 93% in case of less developed regions, had programs to increase availability of condom so as to prevent HIV transmission. So, hardly any difference between the more developed regions and less developed regions in case of this measure. So, almost all the countries adopted condom promotion programs. and percentage of governments that have condom promotion programs increased in the recent years in both the regions, more developed as well as less developed regions, and even in other regions of the world. Of course, some concerns are relating to supply shortages and poor quality of the condoms distributed, and then these concerns need to be addressed. In sub-Saharan Africa, let us see the condom distribution situation and the response. In 2011, in sub-Saharan Africa, only 9 donor provided male condoms were available for every man aged 15 to 49 years. Only 1 female condom for every 10 women aged 15 to 49 years per year was provided. So, these indicate gaps in the demand and supply, the requirement and supply. Now, the next measure pertains to prevention of mother to child transmission, PMTCT. In 2012, an estimated 260,000 children, 260,000 children acquired HIV infection from their mothers, and great majority of these children who acquired HIV infection from their mothers lived in the sub-Saharan African countries. The 2011 UN Political Declaration on HIV and AIDS had called for elimination of all new HIV infections among children by 2015. By 2013, governments of 189 out of 197 countries, that is 96%, had programs to prevent mother to child transmission of HIV. This percentage of course varied slightly by level of development or by the geographic region. Coverage of effective ART regime for preventing mother to child transmission varied by level of development. Let us now look at the statistics of PMTCT coverage. In the high income countries, in 2012, PMTCT coverage remained almost universal. Only 65% of the pregnant HIV positive women in the sub-Saharan African countries received ART or prophylaxis. This was substantially lower in South and Southeast Asia, in the Middle East and in the North Africa, less than 20% according to UNAIDS estimates. Overall, in 2013, 64% of the governments worldwide had adopted all 6 measures to address HIV/AIDS. That means 64% of the governments across the regions adopted all the 6 measures in response to the HIV/AIDS scenario in their countries. This was lower in the less developed regions than in the more developed regions. So, the figures were 82% in case of more developed regions and 59% in case of less developed regions. On the other hand, in the case of the least developed countries, 65% of the governments adopted all the 6 key measures to address the HIV/AIDS issue. Now, let us look at the information provided in table 1. This relates to the countries with legal measures to prevent HIV/AIDS related discrimination, classified by rate of adult HIV/AIDS prevalence as on 2013. See, the adult HIV prevalence rate in 2011 was categorized as 1 to 5% with 37 countries, 5 to 10% with 4 countries and 10 to 20% with 6 countries. Of the 37 countries from the category 1 with HIV adult prevalence rate of 1 to 5%, 11 countries had no legal measures to prohibit HIV/AIDS related discrimination as on 2013, and 26 countries had legal measures to prohibit HIV/AIDS related discrimination. The 11 countries without any legal measures to prohibit HIV/AIDS related discrimination included Cameroon, Congo, Guyana, Jamaica, Nigeria, Trinidad, South Sudan, etc. In case of high prevalence like 5 to 10% and 10 to 20%, all the 4 countries in the 5 to 10% prevalence adopted legal measures to prohibit HIV/AIDS related discrimination. Similarly, in the 10 to 20% HIV adult prevalence rate cover category, all the 6 countries Malawi, Mozambique, Namibia, South Africa, Zambia and Zimbabwe adopted legal measures to prohibit HIV/AIDS related dissemination. In case of 20% or more adult HIV prevalence, all 3 countries adopted measures. The last category is HIV prevalence data not available. The countries with HIV prevalence data not available. Of these, 27 countries did not have any legal measures, while 7 countries adopted legal measures. Let us look at the figure 1. It gives the percentage of governments that have adopted all the 6 key measures to address HIV/AIDS. Across the world, 64%, 82% in more developed regions, 59% in less developed regions and 65% in the least developed regions. The same information is provided here in a tabular form in table 2, and here the classification was by level of development, and the response categories were the governments considering HIV/AIDS in their country as a major concern, as a minor concern or not at all a concern. Across the world, 71% of the countries were considering HIV as a major concern in 1996 and it went up to 80% by 2013. In case of more developed regions, the percentage of countries considering HIV as a major concern improved from 64% to 71% between 96 and 2013. In case of less developed regions and least developed regions, there is increase in the proportion of countries considering HIV as a major concern from 1976 to 2013. Similar information is available by the major region of the world in table 2, the second part, and then the increase is in the African countries. The percentage of governments improved from 83 to 91% in case of major concern expressed category. Table 3 talks about the government measures adopted to address HIV/AIDS between 2005 and 2013. Across the world, the blood screening improved from 90 to 99%, IEC improved from 97 to 100%, ART improved from 79 to 98%, non-discrimination policy improved from 62 to 68%, distribution of condom improved from 81 to 93%, PMTCT was 96% in 2013. Similar kind of increase in trend can be observed in case of various regions of the continent as well. So, now having examined the statistics that is available, let us conclude this and summarize the learnings. The world has seen dramatic improvements in reduction of new HIV infections as well as reduction in mortality from AIDS related causes in the recent years. We also have seen that in spite of encouraging progress made in the recent years, HIV still remains as a major source of ill health and death worldwide, as the statistics indicate. As regards the response adopted by the governments in view of the HIV/AIDS scenario in the country, 64% of the governments adopted all the 6 measures. These measures include IEC, blood screening, prevention of mother to child transmission, and legal initiatives to prevent dissemination. On the other hand, recent declines in the government concerns about HIV/AIDS were also visible, and then nothing to be worried about this, because these are in line with the declining incidence rates and increase in survival rates among people living with HIV, that was made possible with improved availability of ART, the treatment facilities. So, in this module we understood about the HIV/AIDS scenario in various countries and the kind of response from the governments to address the HIV/AIDS issues and the specific measures adopted by the various governments in response to HIV/AIDS epidemic. Thank you.